Hello guys, now we will talk about the standard auditing that exists, that commonly used in the world. And yes, for every country they choose whether they want to apply the GAS or the ISA. Okay, the GAS is from here. This is the name, the Generally Accepted Auditing Standards. While the ISA, the International Standards on Auditing. In Indonesia, we use this International Standards on Auditing, and the GAS commonly used in the US because they have to follow their standards. Okay, now we will talk about the USGS. In the USGS, as you can see, there are three main components: general standards, standards of fieldwork, and standards of reporting. In the ISA also there are three kind of these things because this is a common works in the fields. They have to follow the general, and they have to follow the fieldwork standard, and of course the reporting. Okay, now we will talk about the general first. The general standards, there are three main concerns in here. The audit is to be performed by a person having, this is the key words, educate, technical training, and proficiency as an auditor. So they talk about the competency, the auditor competency. And the second, the auditor must maintain the independence. This is the keyword, the second keyword. So the general standards, first about the competency, second about the independence, in mental attitude in all matter relating to the audit. And the third, the auditor must exercise due professional care in the performance of the audit and the preparation of the report. So they have to be professional, professional. Okay, that's the general standard: competency, independence, and professional. And for the field work, in the field work, the auditor must adequately plan the work, and must properly supervise any assistance. Plan the work first and supervise the works from your junior auditor and from the assistant auditor. And that's the first. You have to plan the works, the audit plan, make the audit plan, and do the supervise. And the second, the auditor must obtain the sufficient understanding of the entity. This is the second keyword. In the field work, you have to know, you have to get the better understanding about the client business, the client operation, the client entity and the environment, including about the internal control. You have to assess the risk of the material misstatement, risk of material misstatement, and you have to design the further audit procedure. And these three: internal control, risk of misstatement, material misstatement, and the further audit procedure, you will learn it about these three maybe after the midterm, if I'm not wrong. This is the standard of field work. First, you have to be create the audit plan, and second, you have get the understanding of the entity. Because you have to assess the internal control, assess the material misstatement, assess the create the further audit procedure to get the evidence. Okay, and the third is about the audit evidence. The auditor must obtain sufficient, appropriate audit evidence. Okay, these words. You have to remember these words: sufficient, appropriate audit evidence. These two characteristics: sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, by performing audit procedure, and so on. So the first about the audit plan, second about the understanding, and the third about the audit evidence. This is the standard of the field works. And for the reporting, the report shows that whether the financial statement already present as in accordance with the GAAP. Is it already the same with the standard, in line with the standard? in accordance with the standard, yeah, this is the first rule of the reporting. You have to make sure the financial statements are ready in accordance with the GAAP. And the second, the report shall identify the circumstances in which such principles have not been consistently observed in the current period in relation with the preceding period. So you have to make sure, yeah, the principle, yeah, there is no principle that it's not consistent, because, yeah, the principle have to be consistent, yeah. If you cover, yeah, actually observe and you find there is a principle that is not consistent, you have to report it, yeah, in your audit report. Yes. And for the third, in the informative disclosure in the financial statement are to be regarded as reasonably adequate unless otherwise stated in the report. So about the informative disclosure. So because, once again, if you make the audit report, you cannot disclose everything, because the cost, the time and the cost, it's limited. You have to just inform the material disclosure, the big things that have the investor, the user have to be know, something like that. So you cannot disclose everything, but you have to create an informative disclosure, and the report shall contain an expression of the opinion, This is the keyword, the opinion regarding the financial statement taken as a whole. Actually, audit report, we will discuss it next week. Okay. So the fourth is the opinion. So once again, first, the financial statement has to be in accordance with the GAAP. That's the first, of course. The second, you have to make sure the financial statement is consistently, with the principle, with the standard, year by year, They cannot change year one, change to year two. The principle is changed. They cannot. And the third, about the informative disclosure. The fourth is about the opinion, the auditor opinion. That's the standard of reporting. Yes. Okay, so this is the sum up, the aggregate, the competency, the independence, the professional care. And this is the proper planning, understanding the entity, about the evidence. The statement accordance with the GAAP, the circumstances when GAAP is not followed have to be disclosed, Education of the disclosure, expression of the opinion. Yes. And about the ISA, ISA is issued by the International Standard Practice Committee of the International Federation of Accountants, So IFAC. IFAC established the ISA because ISA only consists about the auditing only. Okay. IFAC is the worldwide organization for the accounting profession. The IFAC works to improve the uniformity of the auditing practice related throughout the world, because of this, so many variants, so many standards for each country. So they establish the IFAC. So this is the difference about the USGS, the auditing standard in the US, and the ISA, the International Standard Auditing. So they both have tend to do the audit based on the risk-based audit. So they measure the risk to do the opinion, to make the opinion. And for the standard, the US standard is rule-based standard. The ISA is principle-based standard. Rule-based standard, it means all of the financial statement that created have to be the exact what is rule stated. But for the principle standard, it's kind of flexible as long as you still in line, in accordance with the principle. And yes, the USGS is very mathematics. So the auditor have to be follow the exact standard. But for the ISA, it tends to needs your professional judgment. Yeah. For the case, what is your professional judgment? Based on what evidence? Why? Something like that. And the professional skepticism. Okay. That's the difference between the USGS and the ISA. And yes, this is the ISA. You know what is the goals. Yeah. Know the clients better, about the client industry and the operational. Know the standards. And yes, of course, they need your professional judgment. Yeah, this is the standards in the books of the ISA. Yeah, there are many principles in here. Yeah, that you have to be considered. And yes, this is the element of the quality control. So yes, for this material, we will discuss it in the next video. Okay, see you in the next video.